Hello students, in this class we will study electric field of lines, or electric lines of force. You can electric field lines or electric lines of force. Okay, what these lines are and why these lines are drawn in a system of charge or isolated charge, that we discuss. Clearly to say, these lines don't have any physical existence. They are imaginary lines, and these lines are drawn geometrically, or these are the geometrical constructions which will give the visualization of electric field in a particular region. These lines are imaginary lines. That means these lines do not have any physical existence. Okay, and these are the geometrical constructions which helps us to visualize the electric field in a particular or given region. Okay, then what these lines are? These lines are imaginary, and just these are geometrically constructed. We will construct these lines. What for these lines are constructed is, these lines will help us to visualize the electric field, to get an idea of electric field in a particular region or in a given region. And what the line is, suppose for example, if there is a positive charge like this at a given point, then around this positive charge, just you keep any unit positive dash charge. Let us place a positive dash charge, unit positive dash charge around this point. Because of electrostatic repulsion by this source charge, this will move like this, this will move like this, this will move in this direction. It means if you are holding this, it will not move. When it is allowed to move, then we say that it will move along this line, because force is acting along this line. Then we say that this is the line of force. Since the force is electric force, therefore it is called as electric line of force. That means it is an imaginary line which don't have any physical existence, along which a test charge moves, if it is allowed to move, or if it is allowed to do so, or if it is left free, then we imagine that this will move along this, because this is the line of force. Thus force is electric one, therefore it is called as electric line of force. If it is kept here, then it will move like this. Then this is the imaginary line along which this test charge is moving. That means an imaginary line along which a test positive charge moves, if it is allowed to move, that imaginary line is called as electric field line, or it is also called as electric line of force. So what is electric line of force? Electric line of force is a path, is a straight or curved path It is a straight or curved path along which electric line of force is a imaginary straight path. Imaginary, this you have to mention. Imaginary straight or curved path along which a test positive charge will move if it is allowed to do so, or if it is allowed to move. That means it is an imaginary path, imaginary straight or curved path along which a test charge moves like this. If it is kept here, it will move like this. It represents another line of force. If it is kept here, it will move like this. It will represent another line of force. If this test charge is kept here, it will move in this path because of force. This is another line of force. It means wherever you keep it around this test source charge and it is left free, the path along which it is supposed to move, that path is considered as electric line of force, which can be a straight path or which can be a curved path. Okay, then what the properties of these lines are? Suppose for example, if this test charge, source charge is negative like this, around this charge what we suppose is this, here we place a test positive charge. This test positive charge will be attracted like this. It means it is imagined to move along this path. Therefore this path is considered as electric line of force. That means if you study the properties of these lines of force, what is the line of force you understood? This is a test, this is a straight or imaginary path, straight or curved path which is imaginary, along which a positive charge will move if it is allowed to move. That imaginary path is called as electric line of force. So, when studying the properties of electric line of force, we'll see. Now we'll study the properties of these lines of force. Properties of electric field lines. Okay. If it is a positive charge like this, anywhere you keep the test charge, it will move along this path, and these lines which are directed away from this positive charge, along which this test charge can move, these paths represents electric field lines. That means if the charge is positive, then the electric field lines goes away from the charge. If it is negative, then if you keep the test positive charge here, it will move along this path. If it is kept here along this path, that means if it is a negative charge, electric field lines will be directed towards the charge. This is the first property. What is that property? Is electric field lines are directed away from positive charge. If it is a system of only one charge, if it is a isolated point charge, if it is positive, then they will be moved away from the positive charge. The test charge will move. Electric field lines will be directed away from positive charge, and if it is negative charge, they will be directed towards it. Okay. Then for single positive charge, how will you represent the lines like this? This is the these are the paths along which a test charge moves. These paths are considered as electric field lines. For a positive charge, they will be directed away from the charge first. And second representation, if this charge is negative, then the electric field lines will be represented like this. Represented like this. They are directed away from the charge. Why they are directed away from the charge? Because the test positive charge, if you keep it anywhere around this will move like this. Then this path will be electric field line. And if it is negative charge, they will be directed towards the charge. It is the first property. Write down this. Electric field lines are directed away from the positive charge and they will be directed towards the negative charge. Okay. Then, if it is a system of positive and negative charge, like this, if it is plus charge here and a minus charge is here, this is plus charge, this is minus charge. If plus and minus charge both are there, see along which path this can move. See, if you keep the test positive charge here, it will directly move like this. If you keep the test positive charge here, it will be repelled by positive charge and attracted towards negative charge like this. First it is repelled like this, then it will move like this. Because of repulsion it will move away slightly, and because of attraction it will move like this. That means the test positive charge may move like this. It may move like this. It may move like this. Like this. That this may be curved paths. Okay? Away from the positive charge. If it is kept here, it will move like this. If it is kept here, it will move like this. That means if it is a system of positive and negative charge, then the electric field line will be starting from the positive charge and ending at negative charge. That means if it is, that means we can write the second property. Electric field lines originates from positive charge and terminate at negative charge. Okay? If the system of two positive charges, if it is plus q like this, if it is plus q, another plus q here, so these two charges will be repelling each other originally. If a test charge is anywhere placed here, it will be repelled by this charge also, and it can't go towards this also. If it is test positive charge placed here, then how it can move? If it is imagined to move, if it is allowed to move, how it can move? It will move away from this charge, then it will try to go towards this charge. This will also repel this. That means if it is kept here, it will move like this. If it is kept this side, it will move like this. If it is kept here, it will move like this. This will also repel. If it is allowed to move, it will move like this. If it is kept here, it will move like this. Then if it is kept here, it will move like this, away from this charge. And if it is kept here, it may move like this. It will not, if it is kept here, it will not come towards this charge. It will just move away from the charge because this is also positive. It is for system of two light charges. It's system of unlike charges, starting from positive charge and terminating at negative charge. And here, because of repulsion, the lines will be represented like this. You can represent as many lines as you want, but they must be directed away from the positive charge. Like this. Okay, this is the second property. Oh. Then property number 3, you see, at any particular point, whether electric field line may be a straight path or curved path. Suppose here, if I consider a point in between these two charges, not anywhere you can consider. At this point, see how will you draw the electric field lines? At this point, electric field of this charge will be also there, and electric field of this charge will be also there. At this point, the electric field due to positive charge will be directed like this, and at this point, electric field due to negative charge will be directed like this. Two fields are there. Depending upon this distance values, the magnitude of the fields can be decided. See, for negative charge, it will move, electric field will be towards the charge, and for positive charge, electric field will be away from the charge. Charges are equal in magnitudes, but the distances are different. Electric fields will be different. This is E due to plus charge. This is E due to minus charge. At a point, if I draw the electric field line like this, the tangent drawn to this line, the tangent drawn to this line at this point should indicate the resultant electric field. That means, if electric lines of force is a curved path, at a particular point, if you want the direction, the tangent drawn at a particular point will give the direction of resultant field. If it is only one charge, then if I draw the electric field like this, that means this will indicate the direction of electric field away from the positive charge. If it is only negative charge, if I draw the electric field line of force, it will indicate the direction of electric field which is towards. If it is a system of charge, how will you draw the electric lines of force? At a particular point, if you are finding two electric fields, then the tangent drawn at that line must represent resultant field. That means electric field lines, this is third property, indicate the direction of electric field line, indicate the direction of electric field at a particular point. If it is straight line, then directly it shows the direction. If it is a curved path, then tangent drawn to the curved path at that point indicates the resultant field direction. Okay? Property number 3, electric field line indicate the direction of electric field. Property number 4, the electric field line, two electric field lines if you consider, they will never intersect with each other. See, what is electric field lines? Two electric field lines, never intersect each other. They never intersect each other. Reason is, just now I told, suppose for example, if it is plus charge like this, if it is minus charge like this, we have drawn a electric field like this. If another electric, suppose at the particular point, if I consider this as a point, if I draw a tangent here, then this tangent will give the idea of resultant electric field, which is a vector, resultant electric field. If another line comes and interacts like this, due to any other charge here, if it interacts like this, then according to this line, direction is this. Then according to this line, if you want to take the direction, I will draw a tangent to this line. Then this is the direction of the resultant according to this line. That means if two lines intersect at a point, what does it mean? It means that at this point, according to this line, one field, according to this line, another field is, that means another direction. It means that at the point of intersection, electric field has two directions. That means in physics, at a particular point, one vector having two directions is never possible. Understood? If they intersect at a point, then it would mean that at this particular point of intersection, the electric field will have two directions. Electric field may have two directions, which is not possible. Therefore, while drawing the electric field lines also, we never allow them to intersect. If we are drawing them, then if while drawing them, the tangent drawn to the field line should give only one direction for the resultant electric field at one point, at a particular point. So, why they do not intersect means, if they intersect at a point, if two lines intersect at a particular point, it would mean that at that point you can draw two tangents. Therefore, it means that at that point electric field has two directions, which is not possible. That means intersection is also not possible. They do not intersect. If we intersect them at a point, then it would give me a wrong idea. It would give me a wrong meaning. That means electric field has two directions at that point, which is not possible. At that point, electric field line has two directions, which is not possible. Okay, this is the property number 4. List out all the properties so that you can solve some questions based on electric field lines. If you know the property, then only you can, if you have a very good idea about all the properties, then only you can solve the question. Okay. Then it's property number 5. Electric field lines do not pass through conductor. Do not pass through conductor, because conductor will have all the charge on its surface, not inside. So electric field lines do not pass through the conductor. Property number 6. Electric field lines are always perpendicular to the surface of conductor, which indicates that electric field is also perpendicular to the surface of the conductor. They are always perpendicular to the surface of conductor. Perpendicular to the surface of conductor means what? Suppose for example, this is a conductor, which is a conductor. Then we draw some lines here. Suppose if I draw a line like this, it is satisfying this property. Electric field lines do not pass through the conductor. Whether it is perpendicular to the surface of conductor, is it perpendicular to the surface of conductor? Surface of, this is the conductor. If I draw a line here, is it perpendicular to the surface of conductor? Yes, because how we can say it is perpendicular? See, this is surface of the conductor. Here if I draw a line, at this line if I draw a tangent like this, that means this line should make 90 degree with the tangent. Then only you can say it is perpendicular. Or else, if we extend this line backward, imagine that this line I am extending backward, this line should pass through the center of the sphere, center of this conductor. Then only we say that it is perpendicular. See, if it is extended back here, it will not pass through the center. That means this line is not perpendicular. Whether this line is perpendicular, if it is directed like this, if it is drawn like this, then it will go like this. Imagine that it is passing like this. Then while going out, it will go like this. Is it perpendicular to the surface of conductor? Yes, because if I draw a tangent here, this is making 90 degree. If I draw a tangent here, it is making 90 degree. Or if I imagine that this is brought back in the same direction, it will pass through the center. Then we say that this line is perpendicular. This is not perpendicular, this is perpendicular. This is also perpendicular. That means electric field lines will be always perpendicular to the surface of conductor. Okay? See, if I imagine like this, suppose that here I place a positive charge. Plus like this. This is a positive charge. Plus. We know that electric field lines will go away from this. Suppose that here I kept a sphere. These electric field lines are, imagine that they are passing through the sphere. How they will pass? First they will go away from the charge like this. Away from the charge like this. They will move away from the charge like this. They will move like this. This will move so that it should be perpendicular to the surface. If it is taken in this direction inside, it should pass through the center. It should pass through the center. It should is passing through the center like this. It means electric field lines will be always, while going out also, they do not enter the inside the conductor. While going out also, it will go like this. If it is not tangent drawn here, this should make angle 90 degree. Okay? Electric field lines will be always perpendicular to the surface of conductor. This is the property number 6. Then, property number 7. It's very important. See here, this is a positive charge I considered at this point. Then what I have done is, I have drawn some electric lines of force around this. the lines will be going away from the charge because it is positive charge. In all directions, the density of lines, number of lines must be same here. This is another line here, another line, one more line I am drawing here. This is these many lines I have drawn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here I will draw another line. So the number of lines will be symmetric like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Draw another line like this. These are the electric lines of force I have drawn for this positive charge. Then what I will do? I will take 2 points around anywhere this. Here I will take point A at this position. We will take point A, and here anywhere I will take point B. Then through these points I will draw some small area which is perpendicular to these lines. See, lines are going like this. I am drawing the area perpendicular to these lines. If I draw an area which is perpendicular to these lines, which is small area, this much area, then I will draw equal area here also. Through point A. Through point A, I have drawn this much area, and through point B, I have drawn another equal area at two different points. One taken closer to the charge, one taken away from the charge. At two different points, if I draw equal small areas, then what I notice here is, even though these areas are equal, then the number of lines passing through this area, 1, 2, 3, 4 lines are passing, and the number of lines passing through this area is only 2. This line is also not passing through this. See how many lines are passing through the area which is drawn through point A? 2 lines. Here how many lines are passing? 4 lines. That means the electric field at A is strong at B. Since this is closer, electric field at B is stronger than electric field at A. Let me know what is electric field due to point charge. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. R means this distance. If distance is less, then the field will be more. This is strong field. This is, here the field is weak. How will you represent geometrically by using electric field lines is, if you draw equal areas at these points, where the number of lines through a given area is more, their field will be more. That means the crowding of electric field lines at a particular point indicate the strength of electric field. Did we understood? See, if you draw equal areas to the points through the points A and B, then the number of lines, if we draw equal small areas through the points A and B, then what we notice is the number of lines through area or through B, through the area, number of lines through B is more than that through A or around A. And we also know that electric field is electric field at B, right, is stronger compared to that at A. Then what is the conclusion that we make from this is, wherever field is stronger, then the number of lines through per unit area will be more. It means the number of lines per unit area, or you can see if more lines are there through an area, field will be stronger. Then electric field strength gives me an idea about the electric field lines, gives me an idea about electric field strength. Electric field strength is proportional to the number of lines per unit area. If we draw the lines so that the density of the lines in all directions must be same, then we say that electric field strength is proportional to the number of lines per unit area. It means more lines in a given area, that means field is stronger. Crowding of lines gives me an idea about the strength of electric field. That means this can be taken as property number 7. So what this property says, electric field lines indicate strength of electric field in a given area. We indicate the strength. It means the strength of electric field lines is directly proportional to number of lines. Okay? Right now, this is property number 7. Written. Now we will solve some examples based on this. And using these electric field lines, this is property number 7. Some one more property is there. You make a note of this first. Electric field lines never forms closed loops. Magnetic lines of force will make the closed loops, that we'll study later. and we'll also understand why these do not form closed loops, and why the magnetic field lines will form the closed loops. That we'll study in magnetostatics. Okay. That means using these lines will represent the field. I told you in the beginning only, these electric field lines are not having any real physical existence. Using electric field lines, these are the geometrical constructions made just to interpret the electric field in a particular region. Suppose in a particular region, suppose if there is a positive charge here, a positively charged plate I will imagine, and a negatively charged plate, like this. If I represent the field like this, if they are equidistant parallel lines, like this, or in some region they may be like this. Okay, the direction of the field will be same. If an electric field line is going along this direction, the field direction will be like this. The field direction will be like this. If they are equidistant electric field, this direction of the field will be like this. Positive charge, negative charge will be there. It depends on the density of positive and negative charges. Lines are formed like this. If they are equidistant, this is representation of uniform and non-uniform electric field. If they are equidistant parallel lines, then that means this field is uniform electric field. Uniform electric field means the strength of the field will be same. Here if the strength of the field is E, here also strength of the field will be E. Anywhere between these two plates, the strength of field, electric field intensity is same. Then we say that this is uniform electric field. If the lines are represented like this, if they are not parallel, of course direction is this. If they are not parallel, then it is called as non-uniform electric field. Non-uniform electric field. There may be some region, suppose if I draw a unit positive area, small area here, how many lines are covering? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the lines are passing through this area. If the same area, if I draw here, same size area, if I draw here, how many lines are passing? Only 3 lines. That means the number of lines in a given area, per unit area, will give the strength of electric field. More lines, strong field. Less number of lines, weak field. So this will be where crowd of electric field lines is more. Then this is strong field region, and this is weak field region. That means intensity will change. More electric intensity is more here, electric field intensity is less here. That means this field is not uniform. If it is non-uniform electric field. Okay, this is how you represent uniform and non-uniform electric field using electric field lines. Remember this will be helpful to us in the next class. The direction of the field will be always from plus charge to minus charge, away from the positive charge towards the negative charge. If they are exactly equidistant parallel lines, then it indicates that the field is uniform. If they are not equidistant, it is non-uniform. More crowding, strong field region. Less crowding of electric field, weak field region. Okay? Uniform and non-uniform electric field. Some 2-3 examples we'll see, including some NCERT exams. 1 or 2 NCERT problems are also there. Let us see this is NCERT example problem. It is a point charge, a point positive charge. A point positive charge is brought near an isolated conducting sphere. Near an isolated conducting sphere. Okay? Then the electric field is best represented by, electric field is best represented by. Here they have given 4 figures. See, this is a point positive charge brought near a conducting sphere, isolated conducting sphere. In all the 4 options it is there. Second one, a point positive charge brought near a conducting sphere, isolated conducting sphere. Then option number 3, a point positive charge, again conducting sphere is there. A point positive charge, again conducting sphere is there. Here they have given some arrangements of electric field lines. See, you can refer the NCERT example for this also. Okay. Here picture is there. More number of lines also you can see, depending on this again lines are going like this. This is one. Another representation is like this. This is very small charge. Huh? These are represented like this. Another representation is there. Going like this. Another is for exact correct figure you can refer the book. So this is We have given representation. See, a point positive charge is brought close to isolated conductor. Then in that second video of electrostatics, or in the first video where we studied the methods of charging, we studied a method charging by induction. If a point positive charge is brought very close to this negative charge, this isolated conductor, then this side of the conductor will become negative, this side of the conductor will become positive. That means charge separation takes place. This side will become negative because it is positive, and this side will become positive. This side becomes positive, this side becomes negative, this side becomes plus, this is negative, and this side will become positive, like this in all the cases. Then you see, the electric field lines will be one property I studied. You see, electric field lines are going away from the positive charge, here, starting from positive charge, ending at negative charge, again starting from positive charge. This will be wrong here because why this is, suppose this is negative charge. Electric field lines are going towards negative charge, and these lines I represented wrong. See, both first and second option I made same. These are represented. Here it is wrong because they are coming towards the positive charge. This is wrong because they are coming towards positive charge. Here it is right for that means they are starting from positive charge and terminating at negative charge. Again they are going away from positive charge, away from positive charge. These lines will true according to first property. But one of the property we studied, that electric field lines will be always perpendicular to the surface of the conductor. These lines are not perpendicular. See, if I draw a tangent here, it is not making 90 degree. If I extend it backward, it is not passing through center. These lines will be, with respect to first property, they are correct. Second property, originating from positive charge, terminating at negative charge. But these lines are not perpendicular to the surface of the conductor. Not perpendicular to surface of conductor. Okay? These lines are, this is the only option which represents correct. See, if that is, these are perpendicular to the surface of conductor, if they are extended like this, they will be moving towards center, then away from positive charge towards negative charge, again away from positive charge. Follow this, make a note of this question, we'll solve one more. Okay. This we'll see. Another example. If the fields are represented in any corresponding electric field, figure shows electric field lines corresponding to an electric field, corresponding to an electric field. Write the correct order for EA, EB and EC. EA, EB and EC. See, representation is like this. This point is A, this point is B, this point is B, this point is C. Lines are represented like this. A, B, C. Then you see the crowding of lines in a particular area. This is this much area, 3 lines. If you draw this much area here, only 1 line. If you draw the same area here, 3 lines. That means what is the order? EA should be equal to EC. Here less number of lines are there. It should be more than EB. These field strength are equal. This is weak because number of lines is less in a given area. This is easy question. Huh? Then is another we'll solve. In a given region, the field representation is like this at 3 different points. This is A, this is B, A, this is B, this is C. The field lines are represented like this. A, at C and B they are represented. This is C. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lines. And what they ask is, the question is like this, field representation in the given figure. Question number 1. Which charges are positive? Question number 2. Which charge is largest in magnitude? Question number 3. Electric field can be 0, near A, option B, near B, option C, near C, option D, nowhere. Okay. Clearly you can say that which charges are positive. Electric field can be 0. These are the options. Near A, near B, near C, nowhere. Clearly you can say electric field lines will go away from the positive charge and they will go towards the negative charge. That means which are positive. They are going away from A and away from C. That means positive charges are A and C. Okay? Which charge is largest in magnitude? I told you the number of lines, electric field is directly proportional to number of lines. That means electric field is also directly proportional to magnitude of the charge. That means magnitude of the charge also depends on number of lines. If more lines are around a particular charge, then number of lines is more, charge will be more, because field is stronger. That means which charge is largest in magnitude means answer is charge C, because number of lines are more here. See, count the number of lines: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So around A we have 16 lines, but around B we have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines. And around A we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like this. Here also we have 7 lines. That means this charge is largest in magnitude. Okay, now I want to answer the third question. What is the third question? You see, electric field can be zero. Where the field can be zero? While explaining the electric field due to system of charges, in electric field part 1, where we studied electric field due to different system of charges, there I told you, if two charges are positive, two like charges and two unlike charges, my plus q1 minus q2, neutral point will be existing where? If two unlike charges are there, neutral point exists outside. If two like charges are there, neutral point exists in between the charges. See, here if I have electric field due to this charge will be in this direction, electric field is due to this charge will be in this direction. That means neutral point exists. If it is a system of two like charges, neutral point exists in between the charge. Neutral point means the point where the electric field can be zero. The point exists between two unlike charges. If it is a system of unlike charges, then the neutral point, that means the point where electric field can be zero, exists outside the charge. Then if I see here, this is plus, C is plus. Towards electric field lines are going towards B. That means it should be minus. Then electric field line, see, if it is plus and it is minus, if it is minus, then the electric field line will exist outside. If there are two positive charges, this is A is positive, B is positive. Then I also told that if it is a system of two like charges, then neutral point lies in between and it is closer to which charge? The charge which is smaller in magnitude. See, neutral point means the point where electric field can be zero. And if I say Q2 magnitude is more than Q1, if this magnitude is more than Q1, the neutral point will always exist closer to a charge of smaller magnitude. Closer to a charge of smaller magnitude. See, whether neutral point exists between A and B, A and C. This is positive, this is positive. That means neutral point can exist here. Neutral point can exist in between these two charges and it will be closer to the charge of smaller in magnitude. Which is smaller in magnitude? A is smaller in magnitude, C is larger in magnitude. Therefore, neutral point lies in between A and C, but it will be close to A. That means neutral point lies near A. Okay? Because A is smaller in magnitude. QC, charge at C is more than charge at A. Of course, both are positive. You can take just QA, QC more than QA. Therefore, neutral point exists closer to the small charge in smaller magnitude. This is small in magnitude. Neutral point exists near A. Near A. Follow this. And sometimes they will ask you to calculate the ratio of charges also. Signs you can mention. If their electric field lines are going away from the charge, then the charge must be positive. If the electric field lines are going towards the charge, it must be negative. If they ask you to calculate the magnitude of the charges, see, or the ratio of charges. Another example, see. This is there. This is Q2. This is Q1. It is Q2. It is Q1. Then you see, if I draw lines like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines will be like this. They are going towards Q1, then Q1 must be negative. You can specify the property. Then you see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 around Q2. We have 6 lines here. Then around Q2 some more lines are like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then they are asking you what are the nature of Q1 and Q2. No doubt Q1 must be negative because electric lines of force are coming towards Q1. Going away from Q1, it is going away from Q2. Q2 must be positive. Then find the ratio Q2 by Q1. Find the ratio Q2 by Q1. Then count the number of lines. See, count the number of lines. This field strength will indicate number of lines, and charge depends on field. Therefore, charge depends on number of lines also. How many lines are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lines here. How many lines are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 lines, these 6 lines. How many lines are here? 18 lines. That means Q1 by Q2 is equal to number of lines around Q1 divided by number of lines around Q2. Then Q1 by Q2 is equal to, it is 6 lines, it is 18 lines. That means Q1 is to Q2 must be equal to 1 is to 3. Like this you can find the ratios. Okay. These are some properties of electric lines of force and some examples based on electric field lines. Electric field lines are also used to represent the uniform and non-uniform electric field. If they are equidistant lines, what I explained in between, equidistant lines, electric field is uniform, and if they are not parallel lines, if they are not equidistant, field will be non-uniform. Okay. These properties of electric field lines and representation of uniform and non-uniform electric field, which is going to be very useful in next videos what we learn. Okay. Thank you.